Okay. Hopefully I don't need that. I'll leave that there just to free my hands. Okay, what do you got, girl? You got a ball for me? That was a pretty close race. Oh no! This dog does not give it back. One toss and it's over. It's okay, she'll get some exercise chasing him. So I uploaded a two-parter. Surprised to get that second part in there, but I got it in there. Thought I was gonna get the fireworks a little early. I decided not to take the dogs because I have a couple dogs that are really afraid. These two right here, Barack and Maya. So we didn't go. Watch it. It's basically impossible to get a ball out of a dog's mouth the same size as you, unless you tackle them or bite them. There's a rabbit there, I think. I couldn't see. Usually a couple rabbits here. It's nice. Most places have rabbit populations, so it's not like they're unique. Maybe some places don't have rabbits. Dubai, do they not have rabbits? They probably have parks. They brought everything in. I know it's a desert, but they figured out a way to make it work. Probably massive amount of water, and they use a desalinization system. There's a rabbit over there. I gotta figure out how to do the 9x zoom within it. I'll have to download an app to change it. I can't believe I never even looked it up. I've been talking about it for a year now. Never even looked it up. He's distracted. Normally he'd be chasing these rabbits, but he's distracted by this ball game. Let me see. He's like, no, I'm playing with this ball. I didn't even get him my chance to chase a rabbit. Yeah, I'll keep this short. So I did the two-parter. Hopefully update you. But I didn't really do a meme coin, a big update. I talked about all the biggest gainers, Pepe 2.0, L, Fumo. But then I didn't talk about the bounce. Well, I think I did talk about the bounce. Pepe 2.0 bounced like 8x off the bottom. Pepe 3.0 did like a 12x bounce off the bottom. This dog is just barking. And Maya, come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, guys. That dog said, we're not having it. Come on. Maya. That makes sense. Come on, Maya. Hey, they played on the grass. They didn't step off the grass. Maybe the little black one stepped off the grass. Super aggressive dog, but whatever. Once in a while you'll meet him. I don't meet him that often. Maybe 1 out of 100 dogs on leashes are that aggressive. Because usually if the person's walking them, they're training them along the way. Not to be super aggressive, but at the same time, just gonna have those dogs that are aggressive. That takes a lot of training. So Pepe 3.0 did the 12x off the bottom. So Pepe 2.0 also got listed on KuCoin. So a little attention. And it was on Mexi Perps. So you could short it, actually. So some people shorted too early. Of course, it did the little 50% pump. And they got blown out if they use leverage. Most people use leverage. And then other people, I really don't recommend leverage when shorting, actually, because you never know how high it's gonna go. Longing, If it's sort of flat or you catch momentum, or it keeps going up, sure, you can use leverage. Well, at the same time, shorting, you can use leverage if it's flat and you think you catch it, and then you have a stop loss, or you do like 20x and put $500 in and just let a 5% pump liquidate you, sure. But with these coins, usually shorting works out. Once they get listed, that's it, and they come down. It's down like 30% since the top. Pepe 2.0, they dumped from like 1,200 to 850. Watch out, she's coming back. She's actually, watch out. I don't think she's getting more exercise doing this, but she is tired. So they're both getting a workout. My Achilles are a little sore. I don't know if it's the back of my ankle or the Achilles, whatever, from that walk yesterday. Okay. He will relinquish it over after a little bit of time. So then brings me to Doge 2.0. How much did it go? Well, I'll tell you, in 5 hours it went. I counted 5 hourly candles. I posted a chart in Dumpster. It went 100x. Yes, 100x. If you put $1,000 in, you potentially would have been $1,000 richer. The liquidity was 700K. So you might have had to pay like 20% slippage on that. So maybe like $80,000 if you dump the top, sure. So more like 80x if you put $1,000 in. So how do we catch these? It's the meta. The meta shifts, whatever it is, on altcoins, on meme coins, on Bitcoin. Right now the meta is the ETF, but it's losing a little steam, right? We had the ETF denial fake headline from the SEC that I talked about the July 4th vlog, or the 30th. Did I talk about it? I think I did talk about it in the 30th vlog, if it was an afternoon vlog. So yeah, I did, and then I re-mentioned it in July 4th vlog. So the meta that the ETF was rejected sent Bitcoin down from 31K or 31.3K to, actually it was more like 31K, to 29.5, and then it bounced back, full recovery to 31.3. But again, that's that resistance there, momentum shifting. So you got to be careful. Of course, I held my longs too long, the alt longs. I thought maybe Bitcoin would top and alts would continue. No, they didn't continue. A couple did. Can I give an example? No. MDT down bad, down. Wow, that was fast. Down like 12% on metadata token. Oh, she got trampled. I took a heavy loss on that coin. Let's see, I had a small long, 300 times 18K in for it to dump 12%. Damn, I did lose 2,000 on that. Ouch, to lose 2,000. But it happens, so it's a gamble. The narrative might be over, so it front ran the July 6th conference. It's July 5th. Are we really gonna get a pump tomorrow or in Asian time? If it's Asia, it would be tonight, right? Or maybe early morning, July 6th. In the Americas, afternoon in Europe when the conference is. Who knows? But at the same time, if we want to gamble, we don't have to gamble on this. So I look at all my coins. I had all these longs that were going to go up with Bitcoin, but I didn't have any shorts. Like, it's always good to have shorts. Is it good to short a random coin? Is it good to short a coin that is up a lot? Not necessarily. We had Verge that kept pumping to 009. It dumped to like, so it pumped to 001, or I should say 01. It reached the cent, I think. And then it dumped to 0055, so it dumped 45%. And then it got a futures listing because of all the volume happening with it on Binance. A lot of people thought maybe there's a futures leak on Binance. Maybe there is, because there's always a pre-pump either the day before. But then the other argument is If a coin gets a lot of volume on spot, Binance will list futures. That's possible. So Verge ended up bouncing actually to 009 from 0055. So you could have rode it both ways after futures listing. It just kept taking off. That's Verge. So are you going to short? Is there anything to short if you want to short Verge as a hedge? But I don't like to short strong coins. But a lot of people like to short them just when they think they're done. Sure, go ahead, short them, tight stop loss, 10% stop loss. A lot of people think that's not tight, but it is. It's such a volatile coin. So all these longs I had nothing to hedge short. I just had stop losses. So when Bitcoin fell from 30.6, it bounced to 30.88 or so. Wish I had taken profit there, but my stop hit at 30.6. Basically gave back $2,000 on my long. And then MDT, I gave back $2K. Surprisingly, I got home and checked the Milady's NFT perp that I talked about for like 10 minutes yesterday. It bounced from 2.12, I think, 2.13, 2.18. I don't know where the bottom is. Now it's 2.55. So it actually bounced because, why did it bounce? Because I guess they were buying 0.2% an hour. Maybe people were aping, or the Milady floor is starting to rise. I said, why isn't Milady going up? Milady floor back up to 2.75 from 2.55, where I left it yesterday. So it sent the index and mark price. The mark on NFT perp is still 2.55, but the index is now up to 2.75, which is good. So I'm back in profits on my long that I've been holding since April. Can you believe it? Mid-April. I was 9 ETH at the peak. Crazy. Liquidated on that weird mark liquidation on NFT perp, that abuse. Now we're back, hopefully. It might send FUMO up with Milady's going up, I don't know, 16K. FUMO right now, are people burning to mint? There's really no narrative, no one buying the NFTs, because you get two baby FUMO, baby Remilio, Remilio baby FUMO NFTs if you burn. So you get the doll plus whatever. Is that a snake? Could be a bird. Thought I heard a snake. Could have disappeared. Damn. There's no way I'd see it right away if it was camouflage from this distance. If I were up close, I'd be able to see it. But not from this distance. So it's good for predators, of course. When they're up close, the super camouflagers, whatever, like the geckos, can't give other examples, but are usually good up close. They can't even be seen, but just from this distance, if there's a predator, you don't want to be seen, because they have really good eyesight too, better than like hawks, eagles, falcons, birds of prey. They have super good eyesight from the sky. But at the same time, the camouflage is going to help the predators. I mean the prey, like the snakes. Okay. Anything else to talk about? Talked about Bitcoin price. So it bounced, and now it dumped to 30.2K, and now it bounced to 30.4. Now it's like 30.35. So yeah, obviously the juice is gone. For now, we need a new wave of buying to juice it up. It might take a few days. It might be next week. Might be never. But hopefully we might have some news. ETH ETF would be a good long if you're on the news feed. Get that Bloomberg terminal up. Odds are if Bloomberg tweets it, another source will tweet it within 30 seconds. So unless if you're a news trader anyway, you're gonna have a subscription. But Bloomberg subscribers don't get Bloomberg, right? They just get the NFTs. Oh, only the NFT gets Bloombergs. But There'll be a source that retweets it within like maybe even 15 seconds. So not a huge deal if you don't have the NFT. At the same time, there are other Bloomberg relay groups. I think you see, he gave up after 15 minutes. If you have if you're in the Vulture News Trading Group, then you have a Bloomberg relay. Zoomer's getting a Bloomberg relay from somewhere. So everyone's getting a relay because no one wants to pay $30,000 a year. It might be up to 35 now. He just wants to chase rabbits, really. He didn't care about the ball, but here's your ball. Now we're getting too close. So meme coins, pay close attention to the meta so you can catch Doge 2.0 to be up 100x in 5 hours. It looked absolutely dead. It had fallen like 98%, 97%. Looked dead, and then it took I don't know if there was a specific catalyst other than Pepe 2.0 getting listed on KuCoin, but I gotta look into that. At the same time, he could have just bought the dip. But if there was a specific catalyst for Doge 2.0, there was another Doge 2.0, but it was a rug. Just wash trades over and over again on that one. You can tell if there's consistently like 3 or 4 trades every minute, all 3 or 4 figures in size, USD value. So I'm not sure how that guy is paying $10 every trade to wash trade, $40 a minute. He's paying $2,500, about $2,500 an hour in gas. How? That means he has to make over 1 ETH. What is that? 1.3 ETH or so to make his money back from buyers. I think it's Honeypot, but then the Honeypot checker should check it right away. Dex Tools has an auto Honeypot checker, but Dex Screener doesn't. So. Well, I might look into that. There's so many things to look into that. I talked about the ARB on Azuki for bean. You farm bean, you get like $500. And then you dump Azuki at the floor, and then you give like $200 back in the spread to dump into the bid. So that's something to watch out for. Maybe claiming's over, maybe not. It's probably not. I estimate by now half have claimed it. But that doesn't mean half of the ones listed, so maybe most of the ones listed. I don't know. I gotta check and try it out. I'll report back if that actually works. But at the same time, if it works, I'm gonna be farming it. But I'll give you guys a little juice. I'll farm it for like 5K if it works, and then I'll check the chain and I'll do the research today. Okay. So I talked about shorting, long in without shorting. It's just gambling, right? It's okay if it's an up-only market, but at the same time. Sprinkler system, yeah. If the market's tanking, if Bitcoin's running out of juice, I just was hoping for a 4th of July pump, but it came on July 3rd or July 4th in Asia, which is cheating because it's a half a day ahead. But we didn't get a July 4th pump. Yes, I did have to give back $5,000. I didn't get the pump, but it happens. I'll just move on. So these are gambles. Like, you bet that this altcoin is going to go up, but playing the meta on meme coins is so much more profitable. To put $1,000 in, turn it into 80K, 100K maybe. So much more. Of course, you're going to take profit before that. Who's going to come back later and say, oh shit. With meme coins, a lot of times you come back a few hours later, whatever price it is you sell. A lot of people just check an hour later. If it's hype, if it's running hard, you might be watching it the whole time and taking profit along the way at like 5,000 at 5x. So that's one thing to consider, that you won't be so lucky to sell the top, hold into the top. Is 100x the top? Maybe, likely. See what happens. Usually 100x is good enough. Sometimes you catch 1,000x, but it's rare, especially on $1,000. More likely to catch a few $1,000 gain and take profits. words of advice I tried to tell you yesterday. Focus on yourself, don't blame others. Be the best that you can be. And you want to feel healthy, get a lot of sleep, eat well, work out, get your exercise in, have good relationships, and just build whatever you're doing. If you have a small business, that's great. Will Options, little shout out. He programmed his own terminal and launched it in January. And to use the terminal, you have to log in with either a Bybit or Binance referral code, his referral code. And he's making $10,000 a month in fees. I don't know, it's probably only over the last 2 or 3 months, but it's pretty good. That means he probably has like 20 active traders on there. Some poop I can pick up. Then my shovel's over there, I don't know if I will. And any comments? I'm not gonna do the comments today. Maybe I will. I will shout out anyone that left a comment in yesterday's vlogs. Any of yesterday's vlogs, okay. So, might do another shout out. Oh, always gotta check for a dog. Oh, we have a thumbs up. I don't know if we have a comment. Oh, here we go. One comment from Tyroke, back in the game. Never expected Fumo to run. Unit bias plus lack of new participants in this current PvP space doomed it right from the start. If you didn't get in early on the first pump, glad to see the sun in Cali. Hope you're good, Duff. Yes, I am. So the unit bias means for a coin to reach like $64,500 at the Fumo peak, it's just high. It's expensive for someone to buy one whole Fumo. You can buy fractions, sure, but psychologically the unit bias prevents it from running. But at the same time, if a coin, you can still buy fractions. Then the converse is, or should I say inverse? I think the converse is a double negative. An inverse is just a single negative. So like, I'll give you an example. So if price goes up, people want to buy. That's the statement, the positive. And then the inverse would be if price goes down, people want to buy, right? All right. And then the converse would be if price goes down, people want to sell, something like that. Maybe I mixed up inverse and converse, but inverse means opposite in general. So yeah, if Fumo was like $10, a fraction of a penny, more people would ape. They would ape like 5, 10 Fumo, 100 Fumo, 1,000 Fumo. It might send it. It's a weird psychological low unit bias where you believe I can put $100 into a coin, it can go 10x or 100x, but Fumo's already at that level. It's at $50,000. You're like, oh shit, how is it going to get that high? But, or much higher. So maybe that's why people didn't buy. Versus if it was pennies, you would think, yeah, I could get to $1. People always think in their head, yeah, this could get to $1, or this could get to 1 cent if it's multiple zeros. So that's the unit bias. Why all these meme coins launch with like trillions of supply. Okay. And maybe that's just how it's going to be forever, because that's the general outline of thinking, the market consensus versus. But if everyone was just launching high value coins, like thousands of dollars of coins, we'd probably see that. So I think it's more tradition rather than low unit inherent bias. It's just the way it came to be. People launching trillions of tokens, like in Doge. Doge is the king of the low unit. And then we have SHIB, of course, for people that came in late in 2021 or later. Okay, see you all later. Thanks for the comments. Too bad I didn't get to more. And see you guys on the other side. Let's have some fun, right? Let's make some money. News trading, hopefully we have a juicer. You can sit there all day, every day. But if you're on that feed, even if you're on the feed 12 hours a day, there's 12 hours that you're not on it. So maybe having someone trade the account. But 90% of the people that trade or that I hire are irresponsible. They start to slack off a little, okay? But that's not to say that's more if you give them money. If you give them money to trade, there's going to be some slack off. They're going to start to gamble with it. Maybe take some news trades that aren't the best, most positive RR. But if you're waiting just for that ETF, ETH ETF, or maybe a Bitcoin SEC update on that, I heard on July 15th, the SEC's gonna make a decision whether they can start to process the application. So if the application's good or not, I think they have to decide by July 15th. So there might be news saying, okay, the filings of the Bitcoin ETFs meet the standards, and then they'll have 60 days to decide. There might just be a random update. So it could send Bitcoin 1%. Don't think it would send it too high unless it's a great headline from the SEC or Wall Street Journal or Bloomberg. Okay, guys, good luck to everyone. Remember, you got to keep grinding. Grind it out. So many opportunities. I talked about a few today. I'll see you guys on the other side again.